This episode is proudly brought to you by the members of the You Run Podcast Network. All shows can be found at yourunpodcast.com, so go and find your new podcast addiction today.
You want to die tonight?
The dad jokes you tell sets the scene. I hang on every word lost in the screen. Your passion for fear is contagious enough. You make me believe in Marc's overblown roundups. You run podcasts or a movie review, unveiling facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after I fled. But that, the You Run Podcast.
Hillbilly, hillbilly, hey, hillbilly, hillbilly, yeah. Hillbilly, 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 hillbilly.
Hello and welcome to the You Run Podcast Horror Movie Review, the show where you pick the shit movies every single week. I nearly said shit movies every single week.
You pick the shit every week.
Yeah, and then we talk about them. I am one of your hosts. My name is Scott.
And my name is Mark. Thanks for going back to the regular transition, by the way. I appreciate that.
I had it written differently in my notes, so I'm like, no, he fucked it up last time. He didn't get a second stab at it. We take you through your favorite horror movies, or maybe your not so favorite horror movies, but you pick them, so hey, you get what you're given. This month, when we started polling this, it was us versus the listeners, polling movies against each other. And I called this movie We Know Best.
Yeah,
it's like trust in us. However, it ended in a tie. Like, this is one of ours, next week's one of ours, then we end with two listeners. So I've renamed it the Ultimate Halloween Month because it's a 50-50 split. At this time of the year, we pick up a lot of new listeners who use us as foreplay for the big event. They get us to tickle their balls, they go to Halloween, and then they don't talk to us for a year. They ghost us. And I'm cool with that. But for those new listeners who are here to get their balls tickled, this is how the show works. We give you a brief description of the movie before we dive into the highs and lows, sharing all of our thoughts and opinions. We discuss scenes, we spoil endings. We are incredibly spoiler heavy. If you haven't seen the movie, go and watch it, or in this case, just don't bother and listen to next week's episode. And yeah, do that and then, yeah, come back. Later in the show, we've got some interactive features. We've got Caption This. We've got no voicemails this week, but I'll explain that when I get there. We also share a decent amount of fun production facts, which again, for this movie, there's not many. Today's episode is going to be a good one. Mark is going to be unbearable from the minute we say what movie it is, right through to the end. And I'm going to be miserable and grumpy, and I'm going to try not to piss him off. I'm going to try and keep the tone fun because I know how protective he gets over his bearded hillbilly friend.
I don't think you could piss me off this week, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm already there. I'm in a zen place. I've preempted myself for the situation. I've had calming talks with myself, and I've just decided to just let you be, man. Just let you be.
Okay. Right. Well, forget all those well-mannered, polite horror movies and instead indulge of the equivalent of a rusty, neon-drenched fever dream filled with bad language, violence, and gore. Today, we look at two young couples who explore the wonders of roadside attractions and get more than they bargained for when they end up with a Halloween extravaganza that nobody wanted to attend. Less people wanted to watch it. In what is clearly meant to be a nod to 70s grindhouse, we meet Baby, Tiny, Dr. Satan, and a whole host of other characters with stupid ass names as Rob Zombie unleashes his first theatrical film on the world. I'm not sure what else to say apart from this is Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses from 2003.
Which one of you dumb sister fucking tiki torch carrying sloth from the Goonies looking pieces of shit wants to go next?
I'm going to say it now. I'm going to get it out of my system. This movie is fucking garbage from start to finish. It is the biggest pile of shit. And I do not know how Rob Zombie got signed to make another movie ever.
Dude, this movie's fucking awesome. Like, on so many levels, this movie is fantastic.
This movie is just
Shag shit.
What do you right? Let's kick it off
Right.
then. Let's just
Where
fucking
should we
get straight into it. Where should we
l-
start?
let's start with the acting across the board. There's not a single person in this movie apart from Sid Haig who can act. They all look like they're reading from cue cards that Rob Zombie's holding up like this.
Not
The
true.
cut
Red Wilson's fantastic. Chris Hardwick's fantastic. Sherry Moon
no,
Zombie is fantastic in this.
no, none
Yeah.
of them are fantastic. Sherry Moon
Oh,
Zombie in this is fucking dire.
who's Chop Top? Bill Moseley. Fucking awesome. He's awesome in this movie.
No, he's not. He's a
He
great
fucking
actor.
He's
In this,
fantastic. This is his best role. This is better than Chop Top in this.
no.
Dude.
Like let's get into the premise. So the premise of this is you've got two couples who strangely only become couples after a couple of minutes. It's two guys in a car, and then all of a sudden it's like Rob Zombie went, oh fuck, maybe they need someone with them. Oh, it's all right, we'll film the next scene and just pretend there was people laying down in the back we couldn't see.
They was asleep in the car. They're on a cross-country road trip.
Yeah,
Dude, right, dude. Right. Right. Let's do this properly, because I feel like you're going down a path where you're just going to attack for the sake of attacking. Now, brother to brother, I love you, man, but you take a step back and let's not do this tonight.
Hashtag shit.
No need for violence this evening. Let's think about what you're saying before you say it.
Well, there are two couples and they're traveling down. Is it Route 66?
I'm not too sure actually in terms of where they
Well,
are.
they're going down one of the big routes in America. I'm assuming it's Route 66, and they're checking out all of the sideshow attractions that end up on these big, long tourist routes.
Yeah.
And they arrive at Sid Haig's fucking morbid museum. Sid Haig in this movie, when they first come in, and he's like, well, before they get there, like the burglary scene,
That's
Sid
really
Haig,
fucking cool.
Sid Haig's amazing. But the burglars are fucking just like, money. Like there's nothing to their presence on screen.
Yeah, but that's what bad people like. I've seen many armed robberies go horribly wrong and stuff like that on social media. I know that a lot of them play out like this.
Yeah, I mean, Sid Haig just carries the entire. But when Sid Haig's on screen, I'm invested. Everything he does, I think, is fabulous. This opening bit with those two burglars is fucking funny. Him even giving shit to the bloke who clogged his toilet last time before he hands him the key. And like the set design, everything in this opening bit, I was like, this is great. I love this. If this is the film, I'm fully invested. Then we get the fucking side character from The Office as one of the main characters of this movie.
He's brilliant. Ren Wilson's fantastic.
I don't like him as an actor.
Why?
I don't like, because I think he's fucking weird and I think he's boring.
He is weird. But that's why he's great. He's great in this movie.
Yeah,
I do something different outside of Dwight from The Office, to be honest with you. In fact, to be honest, this is where I discovered him first.
Yeah, but he's the same character here as he is in The Office. He's still Dwight. He's always Dwight.
He is a little bit Dwight actually in this, yeah.
Yeah, and his mate is the biggest fucking weirdo ever. Oh,
Yeah.
look at this. It's really cool. They've got like a fucking alligator with a hand attached to its head. This is so amazing. I'm like,
You know who this dude is, right? Don't you? You know who Chris Hardwick is.
not a fucking clue. Never seen
Mate,
him
he
before
looks
in my
so
life.
you will have done. He's the dude who like hosted The Talking Dead for about 15 years when that show was running.
Oh, is it him?
He looks nothing like what he does in this movie, but yeah, this is his first sort of role in anything before he got fully Hollywoodized. But yeah, that he went on to be the really attractive looking dude who hosted The Talking Dead.
Yeah, he's a cock there too. I don't like him on The Talking Dead either. He's the worst bit about The Talking Dead.
I never watched an episode of that show, to be honest with you.
I used to like The Talking Dead because they used to bring on the cast and they used to talk about, they'd play, you know, they used to, at the end of The Walking Dead, they'd do the prequel of like next week on The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
They'd talk about that with the characters with the actors that were in the bits, and he'd try and drag information out of them. And they'd always.
That's a wild concept. Like the fact that The Walking Dead was such a big show. Do you know, like here in the UK, we used to have Big Brother.
Yeah.
Big Brother was a show that was on, and then after an episode of Big Brother, after somebody got evicted from the house, they'd have Big Brother's Little Brother, which was like a side quest show on one of the lower rated channels that was associated with the main channel, where
Yeah.
they'd interview the guests for a longer period of time and show highlight reels. Like it was a highlight reel show of the episode every single week. That's how big The Walking Dead was, man. That shit blows my mind.
Yeah, it was massive. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of him there. But like, I really like the set design. I'll give Rob Zombie credit where it's due. Set design in this, I think, is fabulous. I think the Firefly family as a concept are really, really cool.
Yeah,
I just think
massacre, isn't it?
it is, but it's a more brutal version of that. Yeah, there's just so much in this that's what the bit that made me laugh out loud is the bit where they go, he's like, before you go, you need to try our ride and have some chicken wings. It's like the ride with the big guy just pushing him through the ride as he hangs off the front telling them the stories. That I thought was funny. And I also liked the fact that they incorporated real true crime cases. Because the first one, he's like, this is so and so. And I'm like, we covered him on true crime. I know a lot about him. And I'm like, instantly in my head, I went, I'm going to fact check you. And everything he said, he's like, I was like, yeah, you're pretty fucking spot on. Like Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Was like,
Rob Zombie was right.
yeah, he really was. But that I liked. I don't know. It just feels so clunky. Like, let's talk about the cut, like the cuts between scenes. It feels like I'm having an acid trip every time he cuts from scene to scene.
This movie is an acid trip from start to finish.
But why?
So I don't know the full extent of the details, but I do know that the movie's runtime, I think it was always intended to have stuff like, do you know, like the opening, the very, very opening, and it's like a late night TV show presenter stuff. I think things like that were always intentional. But I think they ran out of budget by the time, because I don't think they filmed this movie in sequence. So I think they filmed like the beginning, bits of the middle, then they filmed the end sequence, and then there was like filler stuff and stuff that they had to put in between, which I think they ran out of budget for. And then a lot of those intertwining segments that you see with the flashy camera work and the stuff like that, that was all actually filmed at Rob Zombie's house. He just got some of the cast back, like Sid Haig and Bill Moseley and Sherry Moon, and they just filmed all of those in like his basement and like edited them in to fill out the runtime.
Is that all they're there for, just to fill the runtime?
Yeah, because they ran out of budget making the movie. But for me, personally, I like it. I think it's very raw. It's very gritty. And I think I'm a big Rob Zombie fan. I'm wearing my Rob Zombie t-shirt tonight, representing. I really like him. I like him as a musician, and I like a lot of his music. And his music videos are very reminiscent of what is intertwined throughout this film.
Yeah.
So for me, I find it really difficult to hate on a lot of it, because for me, it's like a window into this dude's mind. He's a fucking very complex character. And I think when you watch House of a Thousand Corpses, it's the most rawest insight to him as a person.
Yeah, I mean, visually, it's very impressive. There's lots of things in this that are visually impactful, like the museum thing. Like, that's really cool. So much effort went into all of the odds and sods that were knocking around in that place. It's really cool. It gives you a real Halloween, like, haunted house vibe. We've all been to shit like ghost rides and like shit haunted houses, and it gives you that feel. It gives you that, oh yeah, I could see me stopping. Like, if I'd done a road trip and I saw this place, 100% I would pull over.
Oh man, can you imagine if me and you was doing a cross-country road trip and we stumbled across something like this? It would be like the greatest night ever.
Yeah, it would be amazing. I would absolutely love it. And I get that, and I like that. I think when the wheels start to fall off is where characters are introduced and there's not really much sense to how they're introduced. So like Sherry Moon Zombie hitchhiking. Like, the fact that they sit her in the middle just boggled my mind for ages. And then I realized that Americans don't have proper cars with gear levers. But I was like, how's she sitting in the middle? And like, I had this moment where I'm like, She sat on the gear lever. Why is she sat? Like it fucked with my head for ages, and I kind of missed a lot of the conversation they had in the car because I'm sat there going, "How? How's that possible? How's he changing gear? Every time is he changing gear? Is he like touching her cooch? Like what's going on?"
It blows my mind that this is where your head went when watching this. Is this a first time watch for you then?
I thought I had seen this, but I haven't. I've seen The Devil's Rejects, which is infinitely better than this, and I've seen 31. And
I don't think it is. I don't think Devil's Reject's better. I think Devil's Reject is a lot darker. It's a lot more rawer than this. Not raw in terms of filmmaking, but in terms of just the sheer content of that movie is fucking violent as shit.
It is, but Devil's Reject tells a coherent story from start to finish without loads of stupid flash cuts in between. And the characters are more developed, and I buy into the characters and the story more than I do in this because it's so choppy.
But it's not choppy, is it? Really? Like I don't.
It's almost like
it's not like it bounces back and forth between stories. The coherence is still there. It's just instead of like a cut between sequences, just like a flash montage of Bill Moseley saying something really fucking disturbing before the scene picks up again somewhere else. Like, I don't know, man. I like it. You know me, I watch a lot of B-movie and a lot of indie projects, and I think seeing something like this is very artistic in terms of displaying on the screen. Like, there's no restrictions to it. You know what I mean? Like, he made something that he wanted to make, and I think that really shows on screen when you're watching a film like this. I love it, man. I'm just so disappointed that you've come away from it being pissed off by this stuff, because I thought that was one of the things that, regardless of what you thought of this film, you would have really liked. And he implements quite a lot of this stuff again in The Munsters, which you really liked.
I loved The Munsters. I thought The Munsters was great, but yeah,
there's a lot of elements of what he did here in The Munsters just done on a very PG level.
It done on a PG level, but around a property that I know and I understand, and it's established, and I can get the messages from the images. Where this is just, these are all new characters. It's all just weird. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I just don't think it's for me. Like,
no, I know it's very divisive. I know it's a very divisive film. I've spoke to many people about this film, and I know a mass amounts of people who absolutely adore it, the same way that I do. But again, I can imagine, and I'm not going to lie to you, before I particularly knew who Rob Zombie was, and before I got into his music, I saw this film first. And I was very confused. And it took me a good few watches before I finally really started to appreciate what he was doing with it.
Would you have picked Sherry Moon? Would you have picked Sherry Moon up if she was hitchhiking?
Fuck yeah, man.
What, with your girlfriend sat in the back, you'd still have picked her up? With your wife in the back?
Oh, mate. Rainn Wilson in that scene where they're back at the house and she's putting it on him. And he's like scared. I'm like, dude.
Dude. There was a moment in that where I was sat and I watched this with Lisa. So that scene come on and she's like, I know you wouldn't, but I think I'd forgive you in that scenario.
And you're sat there thinking, you know, I wouldn't. Are you sure about that?
But Baby's a very interesting character, because the question that come to my mind, like when the film plays out and we know where it goes, had he said yes, would he have survived?
No. But he probably had one of the best nights of his life.
Before he became Fish Boy.
Before he became Fish Boy. It should have probably done him in the act, and I think it's a pretty good way to go out, to be honest.
There's worse ways to go. I've always said to Lisa, I want to go heart attack at the end. Just as no, not during. I want to like finish what I'm doing.
I was going to say, you can't just do a pre-warm up.
Yeah, no, I want the full event, and at the end just go, That's how I want to go.
Poor Lisa, man.
Yeah, it'll be awful for her, but I'll be a ghost and go, that was a good way to go, that was.
She's just sat there waiting to be finished off.
She's not. She's trying to get me off because I'm quite a heavy guy. She's currently stuck underneath me. The character that's got the least amount of attention is the one that I'm the most interested in. The brother who goes and picks him up.
Rufus.
Yeah, he's really cool. I like him, and I like the fact he's wearing what looks like a bear skin when he first picks him up, and, like, I think he's really interesting, but they don't use him very much, and I found
No,
that odd. Like, they focus a lot on Tiny, and, like, Tiny, that's the most ridiculous name in the world.
fitting though. Would you not agree?
Yeah, it did make me look at, "Oh, yeah, Tiny will be in a minute," and then Tiny walks in, they're all like that. He's a big dude. That's, Matthew McGorry, who's also in Big Fish and loads of other stuff. He's a
Yeah, he died a few years back. Is he? Did he not?
Yeah, he did. He's an incredible actor and done a lot of creature work, and he's very similar to the guy who's just done Alien Romulus, who played the hybrid alien. He will also have a massive career like Matthew McGorry did because of his size and because he can play these really unique characters that a normal actor can't play
Yeah.
without prosthetics and stilts. And so, yeah, I really like Matthew McGorry. Um, I don't know. I thought the mum was Jennifer Coolidge first of all, but it wasn't.
No, she's actually a really, really famous actress in horror, and I can't for the life of me remember her name now. That's one thing that I really like about Rob Zombie. He casts people, barring his insistence for casting his wife and everything. He always seems to find sort of like cool actors and actresses that he grew up watching on TV as a kid and placing
Yeah,
them in his movies and reaching out to them and putting them in stuff like Halloween, for an example. Like he cast Wonder Woman from the TV series in Halloween 2 and then in the Munsters and stuff like that. You've got some really, really cool, exciting characters that he used in there. And she is actually like a big, big thing. She was recast for The Devil's Rejects. And I
she was.
can't remember the information why.
I've got it in facts.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I found that in facts because she's a really interesting character. And again, like she's down there, like straight all over one of the boys, like leg up, like putting his hand on her leg and rubbing it up her thigh. Like it's just a weird. They're just a weird bunch of people, and I don't know if like I just don't vibe with these weird kind of people. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's very icky. The whole movie is very icky from start to finish. You know, like there's not a single relatable character within the Firefly family. I did get there eventually.
Try saying that 3 times fast.
There's not a relatable character within them where you have a slight little bit of empathy towards them. I mean, this movie itself, although not officially stated, is heavily influenced by what appears in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There is no denying that, and then Rob Zombie will never be able to escape that, no matter how hard he tries. Even down to the final act is a Sally Hardesty ripoff. But at least with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you have that level of empathy with Leatherface as a character stuck within this heinous situation of a family and just trying to make do with the situation he's in. And they do that slightly with Tiny at one point where he releases the girl from the bed. But I don't think it's focused upon enough in order to have the same level of effects that you get with what they do with Leatherface's character in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But again, as a first outing, as a first writing and directorial debut, this is fucking awesome, man. The fact that we're still talking about it now, people are still talking about it now. It has the potential. I think this is going to be one of the greats. 20, 30 years time. I think people are going to be like, yeah, fucking hell, man. I still got an original copy of House of a Thousand Corpses that was banned. You know,
Do you think?
I think so. Yeah, I do. I don't think it's going to be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre level legacy, but I think amongst those who know it and those who are around for it, it is one of those movies, man. Especially for me, anyway.
The subplots in this, I find the subplots probably more interesting. The actual plot and premise is very basic. The 2 couples end up at Rob Zombie's weird family Firefly for them, their house, and that they all get killed. That's the main plot. But the subplots I find more interesting. So the subplot of the cheerleaders, I want to know more about that story. Like, how did they get the cheerleaders? What caused all of that to happen? And also the dad trying to get hold of his daughter and calling in a favor and sending the police out. Like, all of that, I thought the story would have been better built around that and had less of the Firefly family and made them
What is it
more of
about that you felt was lacking in substance? Because I mean, for me, the inclusion of the cheerleaders just shows that this is a regular, ongoing thing, similar to what you get in movies like The Wrong Turn, where they eventually get to the house and you just find it's a graveyard of cars and clothes and things like that they've accumulated for mass killings. And I think the cheerleader situation is just another one of those.
No, because they're still alive. They're still
They are
alive.
still alive, yeah. But then you get the conversation between the police officers earlier on saying that they disappeared over a week ago.
Yes, but they're still alive. They're still active characters, and they're just not utilized in any way. No one's looking for them. You don't see anything of their
Yeah, the
parents
police
trying
are
to
looking
find
for them. The police are looking for them. One of them turns up in the boot of the car, which is how they know that the police were looking for them, because that's how they integrate the conversation to the audience. She's all scarred up with trick or treat cut into her in the back of the car of the people that are the main focus of this movie. Bill Moseley's raping the shit out of one of them in the cut sequences and stuff that we get earlier on. So we know it's very torturous. And I think the final girl is chained up and strewn up when the father opens up that barn, and the girl who we are following is like strung up like Christ. So they are littered in throughout the movie. I don't think that it warrants enough for them to have a backstory and an inclusion. Like, we're focusing on these characters. They're there to signify to us that this is just a regular everyday occurrence for this family.
Yeah, and like the I don't know, practical effects in this are really good. I'll give it that. Fish Boy, like, explain to me, Fish Boy. Like, explain. Like, you're a big lover of this movie. Explain to me why Fish Boy. Why Fish Boy? Why
so
not?
Fish Boy, the only way I can describe it to you is by the conversations that we witnessed from Bill Moseley's character as he's explaining. Ironically, if you refer to last week's recommended account of the week, he was going through a drought and a dry spell in terms of his creative art. And it was something like it took him, Rainn Wilson's character, to reignite it and bring that flair back. So he obviously does this with his victims. He puts them into art. He's the Ed Gein character of the story.
Yeah.
And yeah, Fish Boy was what reignited his love for his art, and that's what you get. That is the result.
And it looks, I'll be honest, it looks great. And I did laugh out loud where he pulls the fucking tatty old skanky curtain back. He's like, I present to you Fish Boy. And I was like, the fuck is Fish Boy? And like, I know from the Devil's Rejects, obviously, these are the family that are feeding Sid Haig all of his memorabilia that's at his dodgy museum. But in this, they don't establish that very well.
No, because again, this is just a setup, isn't it? I don't know whether this was necessarily intended. I think there's a lot of stuff within this movie that showcases Rob Zombie was out to make a horror movie.
Do you know what this is reminiscent for me watching? This is Terrifier all over again.
Yeah, it's a Terrifier of the 2000s, man.
This is Rob Zombie going, this is what I can do. This is what I'm willing to do. This is what I'm willing to show and how far I'm willing to push things to produce a good horror movie. Now someone give me loads of fucking money so I can make a good horror movie. That's what this feels like to me.
Yeah, and I love it. And I love the world that he builds. And I love the atmosphere he creates. The whole Halloween vibe from start to finish is fucking pinpoint perfect. That I just don't understand the lack of love and appreciation that you have for this movie, man. Like, there's just so much that resonates with us as people. That
it's the same as Terrifier. This has no redeeming qualities, bar the fact that it is a showcase of what he can do, and
I feel like
everything
it has a much stronger, coherent story to it than Terrifier 1 does.
No, this is just as bare basic as that. Two girls stumble into a scenario they don't want to be in. This is four people stumble into a scenario they don't want to
You
be
could say
in.
that about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Would you say that about Toby Hooper's Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Because there is barer bones on that than there is here.
Do you think there is though? Because let's be
Yeah,
honest.
100% I do.
I don't think there's much story here. I think the problem is I have such an issue with the acting and the dialogue. The dialogue in this is fucking atrocious. I think
But
that
it's a very amplified and eccentric vision of backroad hillbilly inclusion families, you know, like that's his. And I mean, the thing is as well, like he always states like he grew up around these people, like they're real, they exist. He's not making it up. He's not being prejudiced towards people who live off grid like this. He's like, I've lived it. I've been around people like this, not to the extent of killing people and the stuff like that, but he is very much aware of this sort of lifestyle in America, and he showcases that on screen. And I don't think for 1 second that he is in any way exaggerating. Yeah, he's obviously exaggerating slightly on what he is, but I mean, he's a carny. He grew up in the circus, man, did Rob Zombie, and I feel like he's just showcasing his experiences of people that he's experienced throughout his life. And I don't know, dude, you know, I just think for me personally, I really, really like everything he's portraying here, and I buy into a lot of the exaggeratedness of the characters that are on screen. I just find it really bizarre to me that you're not more on board with this than you are.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The opening, like I said, with Sid Haig, I was fully in. I was in to the point we got the first couple of flash dodgy cuts of fucking like bang you in the face with 30 different images and dark tones and rape and murder and all that kind of stuff. That kind of took me every time I got one of those flash cuts, it took me out. I was invested in the baby story where she was the hitchhiker and then she led him to the house. Like I was in for that. It's when it gets to the house, it all just becomes almost cartoony. It's
I would never
cartoony
go
in
as
the
far as saying it was cartoony. I know it's
but,
very wild.
but it is. You've got all of these ridiculously overblown, stupid characters like Tiny. Great, I'm on board with Tiny. He's a big guy. He's scary, but then like the dad, like what the like he is the worst character in this. I'll be honest, it's him that annoys me more than anything else. I just think I just can't stand him. I cannot stand that character, and I don't know what it is about him. There's something about it that just rubs me the wrong way. Like when he's doing the whole fish boy thing, I laughed, but then after that, he goes back to being weird and sinister. And when he's like, "Oh, you were looking for the hanging tree or whatever it was," he's like, "I will show you what it's really like."
Yeah, he's not the dad. I think he's baby's brother.
Oh, he's the brother, is he?
Yeah, so the mum is the mum. I think the older fella is the brother of the mum. And I
Right.
think Baby and Bill Moseley's character are brother and sister. Because there are talk about their dad not being around. And I don't know who Dr. Satan is. Dr. Satan might be the dad.
That would make sense. Like the whole Dr. Satan story, I thought that was cool. I loved it when Sig Haig drew the map out. He's like, I don't think you should go, but if you're going to go and you're just not going to fucking shut up, it's left, right, up that hill there, take your free chicken, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like that, I thought was cool. And there's bits of this that there's glimmers in here of really creative stuff that I love. Like the bit where they're all in that, like they're all sat down to dinner and they all have to wear the masks to have their pudding. And Grandpa going, not having a fucking put your fucking mask on because otherwise I can't. That was really funny. I like Grandpa. He's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's bizarre to me. Like you keep saying these things that are like a negative for you, but for me, all of those things are what really make me appreciate and like the movie even more.
Yeah, if I'm going to boil it down to bare bones, the best bit of this is Sherry Moon Zombie's bare ass.
I mean, it's a highlight by all accounts. Don't get me wrong. Do you know what's wild to me as well? Like I've grown to love Rob Zombie movies, and I've watched a lot of them. This always being the first one for me and being the best. I know you talked earlier about Devil's Rejects being one of your favorites, but I've kind of got myself into a position where I'm like, oh, fucking Sherry Moon Zombie, man. But then I watched this, and I was like, oh, yes, Sherry Moon Zombie, man.
She is in. I don't care what anyone says. She's incredibly hot. She can also act. Not very well in this movie, but other movies she's done. She is actually a very, very good actress.
Yep.
And I won't see someone knock her like what she done in Halloween, and even Halloween 2, as
Yep.
dire as that fucking movie is, Sherry Moon
No.
Zombie is really good in it. I really like Sherry Moon Zombie, and I'm fully on board for the husband putting his wife in his movies. Like, why wouldn't he?
Of
Like,
course,
people
it's
have,
two incomes.
but there is that. Do you know, I've never thought of it as a tax fiddle, but it fucking
Of course it
100%
is.
is.
He's paying her. Who do you think? Where do you think that money's going? She's not
That's
doing
ama-
it for free just because he's the director.
That's amazing. I've never thought of that. He's like, I'm going to pay you the highest salary of all of the cast, and then
Of
you can put it
course.
straight back in our joint bank account.
And then we can get that live replica of Creature of the Black Lagoon for our kitchen.
I'm pretty sure some of the stuff in this is from Rob Zombie's own
It is,
collection.
yeah, it definitely is. Especially a lot of the stuff from Sid Haig's museum at the beginning. I did actually see a Creature of the Black Lagoon in there, and I was like, yeah, that's definitely yours, Rob.
Yeah, this like he's got some really. I shared something on social media the other day. He's got the polar bear from the original Addams Family TV series.
Yeah, yeah, I'd seen
Like,
you'd put that up.
yeah, you'll never be as cool as owning the bear from the Addams Family, the polar bear from the original. Like,
No, his house is amazing. I remember the MTV Cribs episode that he did, and they took him on
yeah,
a tour. That dude has got some fucking incredible shit, and that was like 20 years ago.
yeah,
This was before Halloween 2 money as well.
yeah, that's him, and Guillermo del Toro also has a house that I could
Yes.
spend about 9 years just going through the shit that they have on the shelves.
Is it Toro has the Frankenstein coming through the wall above his bed?
Yeah, he's got the Frankenstein. He's also got I can't think what it is. It's a creature from one of his movies, but it was one that everyone believed was destroyed, but it wasn't destroyed. It was just taken home.
Is that the Shape of Water? Is it that one?
That's
Or...
I think it might be that one. It might be from Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh,
But
more likely
what
Pan's Labyrinth, yeah.
Yeah, but one of the creatures that if you go through and read facts and stuff is like, oh, this thing disappeared from set and everyone assumes it was destroyed along with loads of other stuff. And then like he's like doing a thing. I saw a video where he's walking around his house and I'm like, that's the thing. And then he instantly he's like, this is the thing that everyone thinks is missing. It's not. It's here. It's here in it's here in this glass box, lovely, beautifully lit. It's mine. And yeah, I like I like Rob Zombie. I really like Rob Zombie. I think he's done some great stuff. What I struggle to find is how someone watched. I think producers watched this, and the only thing they took from it was the Firefly family, because when you look at the Devil's Rejects, that is the only thing they retained of this essence of what this movie is. Everything
Yeah.
else was scrapped, like all the neon lights, all the Halloween vibes, all of that stuff was just stripped back and taken away. And I like there are moments in this where it really does feel like a Halloween centric movie.
Yeah.
It feels like trick or treating. It's got that kind of feel to it. And especially when they all get out in their costumes and they're all out in the field, like that, I think is really good. And I also love the bit where one of them runs and he's like, I'm going to go get him. And baby's like, no, let me do it. Let me do it.
Yeah.
And he's like, go on then, baby, you do it. And she chases him down like that. Really, really cool. I love, like, there's so much in this that is done well, but it's everything around it. Just, it doesn't gel together very well for me.
No, it doesn't. And from that perspective, and I like that's one of the things I said earlier. I think it's a very, very raw movie. And I get its divisiveness. Do you know what I mean? I do get its divisiveness, but I think time's been good to it. I do feel time's been good to it. I think when it first came out, there was a lot of confusion surrounding it, but I think the more that Rob Zombie is projected into the ether and the more people are aware of him, this movie makes a lot more sense than it used to.
Yeah, I mean, what are your like? I struggle with this movie. You can clearly hear I'm in an R and a lot because I don't know. I don't know exact. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is that I don't like. But when I was finished, I fucking hated it. What is it about this that you like? What scenes is it you really, really like that really draw you into it and make you go, yeah, that's what I'm here for?
I think it's the intelligence of his writing throughout certain aspects. I love the fact that Rufus comes in and says, "Oh, the car's fixed, it's time to go." Such a heightened tension of scenes as they're building up to that point where they do the stupid show and Baby's singing the "I just wanna be loved by you," and the girlfriend like throws her on the floor, and it's about to fucking kick off. Rufus comes in, it's like it's time to go. The car's ready. Get the fuck out of here. And then you've got the gate. They get to the gate. They're just about to open the gate. And then you've got Bill Moseley comes down in the big fucking mask and just wipes out Rainn Wilson. They just fuck him up in the car, man. It's just like, that's a really, really cool injection of horror creativity that I hadn't seen before. I was like, well, why let him fucking go if he was just going to do that? The whole smoke and mirrors thing up until that point was really, really good. The police wipeout scene where they get the police and they're just so close to catching them. They discover him in their house and they manage to just overthrow the police. And when they kill Walter Goggins as well, that scene where he's got him in gunpoint and the camera is just lingering endlessly for a good 30 seconds before you just
And the
hear
rest.
this in slow motion as a bullet just ricochets out the back of his head. Fantastic. And I just love we get to the point, probably 60-minute mark, and this movie just goes fucking balls to the walls. Just goes absolutely off the rails. This has gone from being a run-of-the-mill sort of Texas Chainsaw Massacre backwoods slasher movie into just the inside of the mind of a fucking lunatic. You know, the things that he interjects, the things that he writes about, the things that happen on screen is just wild. And I just love seeing that artistic injection in something that's so out of the ordinary to a standardized movie. And I think
Yeah,
that's where my love and my urge is for when I watch horror movies and I seek out something that's so uniquely different to what we've seen. That's the kind of things I love about horror. I love horror on a basic level where I could just sit back and know what I'm getting myself in for. The run through's a run through. Everything's going to play out exactly how I expect it to. But then when you do find a movie like this that you cannot pinpoint exactly where the fuck it's going to go, it just appeals to me on a different level. I'm like, wow, that was unique. Hats off, sir. And that's why
yeah,
I love this movie.
it's definitely unique. I mean, like you mentioned in there, like the weird things in Rob Zombie's head. That the fucking there's some weird shit in his head. Like there's a scene in this that makes no sense, no point. There's no reason for it to be there. Where Baby dresses as she does in the image behind us, and they go buy beers. They go stock up on alcohol.
It's like that
Just
scene from Bad Boys where he asks for more Skittles.
yeah, but it's like it doesn't serve a purpose other than to show they've gone to get alcohol. It's almost like Rob Zombie sat there, he's writing, he's like, what would they do now? I know what they'd do now. They'd go buy some beers. How do we work that in? Let's film a scene where they go buy some beers. Let's also give it the most fucking ridiculously elaborate set design to do this. What is it?
Red
Minute
Hot
and a
Pussy
half
Liquor.
scene? What, sorry, Red Hot Liquor.
Red Hot Pussy Liquor. Great
Yeah.
song as well. That's another thing. Like the music, Rob Zombie did an album, The House of a Thousand Corpses. All of the songs are interjected into this film. The House of a Thousand Corpses theme song. That is a fantastic song.
Yeah,
Red
it
Hot
is.
Pussy Liquor is a song. That's a fucking fantastic song as well. He puts his own music throughout the whole entire film. Another reason why I love it.
Yeah,
I don't feel to say that. I just something I wanted to get in there. I was like, yeah, I remember that's why I like it as well.
Rob Zombie's music, I think Rob Zombie's great. I like, if anyone watches any of my stuff on Instagram, I'm forever using Rob Zombie songs in my stories all the time because his songs as a musician, he's fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, I won't have people bash him for his music. To be fair, I won't have people bash him for his films, really, but
No.
I don't know. There's something about this that doesn't land. I really don't like the whole bit where they lower them down into the ground, like that whole subterranean world. I'm like, it's just a bit on. You get down there and you've got like, it reminded me of oh fucking what's the film? What's the film where they have the asylum that burns down? And they're all 13, no, not 13 Ghosts.
The asylum burns down.
There's an asylum that burns down, and all the patients were being experimented on. And I can't think what it's called. And they show you it all in flash cuts.
Is it Section 13?
Might be, but it reminded me of that. I really like the mask that the doctor wears. I think that's cool as shit. He looks great.
I never to this day know which one Dr. Satan is.
No, I haven't got a clue. I'm assuming it's the guy with the dodgy mask.
Or is the other guy that comes through the door later on with the axe?
Is he Dr. Satan?
Because I have a House of 1,000 Corpses shirt. Just got the front cover of the movie on, and on the back it's got like Dr. Satan and like some quote about him. But they show it as Dr. Satan being the guy who's like strung from the roof. But I don't know if he is Dr. Satan. I think Dr. Satan's the other guy who burst through the door. Because when he walks through that door, he's like the authoritative, this is my surgery kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the whole thing's just weird. Like the whole subterranean thing. I don't know. I anyone who's listened to this show for a long time will know that I'm pretty good at getting my feelings out and voicing what I feel. This movie's just fucking bizarre.
It is, and the fact that you've told me tonight that this is your first watch makes a little bit more sense to your confusion and your initial response to it. Because I kind of had a similar sort of reaction the first time I watched it. But I don't know. I've just grown to love it and grown to appreciate it. And I hope for you over time, you do the same. And I hope it's one of those ones that you do go back to. As much as you're going like, I'll never watch this piece of shit again. I hope you do, man, for your sake, because it's one of those movies that is so fucking cool, man. And I feel like it's a vital part of horror cinema.
What's the fucking deal with Cherry Moon Zombie being a necrophilia as well? Like fucking all up in the body of the skeleton and the corpse is like, what the fuck? Like she's there like licking its face and she's like, oh, this is quite kinky. It's like,
come on, keep talking dirty.
I don't know, but I kind of liked it.
Yeah, but again, it's like none of these things make sense because they haven't built any story to this back. It's like they're just fucking lunatics. I can accept that. But then when you start throwing in, oh, actually, she's into necrophilia as well, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole fucking separate movie you could make about that character. The same with a whole nother movie about Tiny. Each one of these characters, if they were developed to a point I knew anything about them, like anything at all, other than the fact they kill for pleasure, this would be a much better movie and a much more grounded movie. I think the problem for this for me is it feels very much like Rob Zombie took a bunch of drugs, done a load of drinking, and then made a film.
Yeah, no, I don't see it from that perspective. And I think there's enough within the film itself that showcases that this family in particular are just a no holds barred kind of family. And I don't think there's any particular, this is a rule, that is a rule. It's just a go wherever the mood takes us kind of situation.
Yeah, it's odd. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we move on?
I mean, you've already mentioned how great the set design is and how cool everything looks, and it does. It looks fucking fantastic. The design of Captain Spaulding's museum, just from the outside alone, before you even go into it, looks fucking brilliant. Everything he does at the end with the underground stuff is fantastic. I don't know, man. Like I feel like I've just battled my way through this episode and haven't glorified over why I love it because I'm constantly on the back foot trying to defend it.
That wasn't my intention. I apologize.
I know that wasn't your intention. You know what I mean? I know that was never your intention to come here and do that. But like, it's a movie that I love more than probably any other in modern horror. And I don't feel like I've justified enough why I love it so much because I'm constantly trying to justify why you should, as opposed to fully fleshing out conversations about things that are really cool within the movie. So yeah, there's probably 1,000,001 things I feel like I should speak about in this instance, but for the life of me, I can't think of them.
Okay, should we do your recommended account of the week?
Yes.
I will give you a sound bite that I think perfectly epitomizes this movie.
Grab my ears while you fuck my
butt. This week's recommended account of the week comes courtesy of Adam Willow, another one who has sent in another recommended account of the week. Why are you guys leaving it up to him to do all the work? This account is Moon Island Arts. Moon Island Arts is basically it's a poster company based in Tokyo. But the artwork that they do to make these posters is fucking fantastic. The reason Adam Willow sent this to me, not only just for it being a recommended account of the week, is because they're working on a series of Halloween posters, which I'm going to be fucking honest with you, look outstanding. You will be shocked to learn that if you guys go and check out this account, I can guarantee you have all seen some of the work that this guy has created already. His Return of the Living Dead one that he did is fucking amazing. As soon as I started scrolling through his account, I was like, oh shit, I've fucking seen that. I've seen that somewhere. Just to give you a brief description of the Return of the Living Dead one, it's one of the skull with a mohawk, but the mohawk is made up of cast of characters from the film.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, man. It's a really, really cool one. They've done like alien ones, they've done like True Detective ones. There's some really, really cool stuff there. And as again, this comes from courtesy of Adam Willow, shouting out the recommended account of the week. So I would go check it out. I think there's some really cool artwork here that a lot of people you would like. And the thing is, as well, this isn't just the standardized stuff that you tend to see on social media. This is a really, really clever way of taking key elements of certain movies and incorporating them into a unique piece of art. So for that reason, it's worth anybody's time, and especially worth hanging up on most people's walls. So go and check that out. I've just screen locked my phone, so I can't tell you the name of it again without delaying this conversation any longer than I can. That is Moon Island Arts on Instagram. And as always, let them know the You Run podcast.
This month, I'm going to be introducing you to our two newest members of the You Run Podcast Network. We have the Deadbeats podcast hosted by Will and JT, a horror movie review podcast that is kind of unlike anything else you will see on the network, and you need to go and watch it to fully understand why. This show does deep dives into horror movies, does interviews with celebrities. This is a really cool horror podcast that doesn't quite fit the mould of your regular podcast, so you need to go and check them out. The other show that you absolutely have to go and listen to is the What the Fuck Are You Doing podcast. This show, hosted by Hearn Dizzle and EBT, covers, well, everything. Music, games, TV, random thoughts that pop in their head, creative pursuits, you name it, they cover it. If it comes into their head, they say it. It's a wildly entertaining and hilariously funny show. So go and check out both of those shows and all the other shows of the You Run Podcast Network, and all you need to do is go to yourunpodcast.com. Anyway, I'm going to say back to the show now. Back to the show.
Cheers, Scott. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Go and follow Mark's recommended account. And again, if anyone else apart from Adam has any requests or any recommendations, send them to Mark, because Mark does like to let everyone else do his work for him. He really appreciates it.
It's not that I like to let everybody else do. I do my work. I put in my shift. But when other people step forward, I like to let their thoughts be recognized as well. I don't need you to do my job for me, but when you do it, it's nice to have a break.
Yeah, and send them to him on one of his Instagram accounts as Reviews from the Crypt, where he reviews other B schlocky movies like this, or VHS from the Crypt, where he shows you video cassettes of B schlocky horror movies like this. Like, this is Mark's wheelhouse. Like, if you love House of a Thousand Corpses, you will love both of Mark's accounts, because it's almost like Mark's mind is just unfailed in his, like Rob Zombie does for this.
I do own this, and the confessions times. This is the most I've ever paid for a VHS tape. I'm not going to disclose how much I paid for it. Let me just see if I can find it and show you.
Is it more than a tenner?
Oh, mate, and then some.
Oh my God.
Oh, where is it? Where is it? House. It should be on top shelf. Is usually like the best of the best, which is where house should usually sit.
We all know you've got your shit alphabeticalized because you're that guy.
I actually don't. It's weird because what I usually do is I categorize it by complete sets, because it's one of those things where, like, if you've got an unfinished set on a shelf, you have to move the entirety of the shelf in order to insert. So, like, say if you've got like Alien 1, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
If you've got them all set, and then you finally get Alien 3, you have to move fucking everything, to add Alien 3. So what I tend to do is, if I've got a complete set, they go up to the top shelf so that everything below it can then be recategorized to move it. But yeah, Here we go. Here is House of a Thousand Corpses. Lighting is disgusting. I'll bring it further back.
Oh, there we go.
This dude. I don't even want to dare tell you how much I paid.
Is it triple digits?
One of the rarest. Yeah. But this is the rarest tape I own in terms of, and this is when I got into tape collecting very early. So I knew this was an investment, to the point that when I first started collecting tapes, I was picking them up at 50p a pound and things like that. And this was expensive then. But I bit the bullet, and I'm glad I did, because I know already this is worth double, if not triple, what I picked it up for. Because
wow.
Get enough releases in the UK. There is not many people that own a copy of this. I am one of them, and I snagged it at a very good time. And it's a perfect condition tape as well, probably one of the nicest condition tapes I own. So I don't begrudge it. You know what I mean? It's one of them that I don't begrudge paying that kind of money for, because it was just right time, right place, get it now. And then immediately after I'd bought it, it had already increased in value. Like, I could sell that tomorrow for double what I paid for it.
Yeah, good investment. I'll give you that. And yeah, it's not a movie I would pick, but I know if I saw the VHS, 100% I'd pick it up.
Oh, definitely. If you guys ever walk into a charity shop and you see that tape shit sitting on the shelf, 100% don't walk away from it, because it's worth a fortune.
Yeah. Also, go and check out yourunpodcast.com. There you'll find links to all of our shows, links to all of the network shows, and links to all of our social media. We're at You Run Podcast everywhere. If you want to really support the show and want to really get embroiled in our world, go to patreon.com/You Run Podcast. This way you can join our Patreon community. You can get involved in the conversations over there, exclusive polls, extra episodes, early release episodes. So you would get this episode last Thursday. You will also get an extra show, which is You Run Extra. There's loads you can do on there. So go and check out patreon.com/You Run Podcast. And you can also join for free. And even as a free member, we give you stuff because we're just that nice. You can support us in lots of other free ways as well, which, I'll be honest, we've reached a point now where we would like you and kind of expect you to do this. Share the show with a friend. Tell someone who doesn't know about us that we exist. Leave us a review on Apple or Spotify. We've got hundreds of Spotify reviews, hardly any on Apple. So if you're on Apple, leave us a review there. Like and comment our posts, and send us audio DMs on X or Instagram. Let's do some facts. I don't know where to put. There's a fact in here that I want to share, but I'm probably going to save it till the end because there's a Rob Zombie fact that's awesome. So I'm going to start with. There's lots of instances where you see a poster with two missing boys on the walls, a missing poster on the walls with 2 boys on it. Those boys are actually Rob Zombie and his brother when they were children. Rob Zombie used photos of. I thought that was really cool. Most of the cutaway scenes of Otis torturing the cheerleaders, baby masturbating with a skeleton, all that kind of stuff. You said this earlier, they were all filmed at Rob Zombie's basement after the filming had wrapped. What he would do is he'd invite cast members to his house for the weekend for drinks and food. And then while they were then there, rope them in to going and doing this. And he filmed it all on 16mm handheld camera in his basement.
Yeah, like the stuff with Rainn Wilson's character getting the knives thrown at him as flashbacks to him getting before he got fish boyed. That was all done at Rob Zombie's house afterwards.
It's just a weird thing. Like, at what point during the dinner conversation do you go, yeah, so honey, I was thinking later you could go downstairs and masturbate with a skeleton. I'll record it. Is that okay?
Oh, dude, if my wife would be up for doing that shit.
The movie has been made into a haunted house for Universal's Horror Nights twice, in 2010 and 2019.
He does it every year, doesn't he?
Not at Halloween Horror Nights. It's done twice so far.
Not necessarily this movie, but Rob Zombie does do Halloween Horror Nights, doesn't he? He's he's basically the guy who created it.
Yeah, he was one of the founding members who got Universal to do it. I think he's still heavily involved.
Yeah. He's not necessarily House of a Thousand Corpses, but what I'm saying is he does every year. He's very much in control of what it is and the design of it. And
yes, it's still one of my favorites was when they done The Purge. And what they done is they had the Purge area, and then they do the announcement of the Purge, and they had all the guests who are about to walk through it all behind a cornered off area. And as they're doing the Purge, they've got all the people dressed in the Purge gear walking out of this area. And when at the commencement of the siren, the Purge will begin. The siren starts, and all these people just fucking bum rush all the guests about to go in with chainsaws and mallets and knives. And the front row are like, fuck, because there's about 80 of these people just charging at them when the siren hits. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was Karen Black who plays the mother, the Firefly mother. The reason she wasn't back for The Devil's Rejects is there was a salary dispute.
Yes.
So Rob had agreed a certain figure with her, and then the production company said they weren't going to pay her that, and she went, well, fuck you, they're not going to do it. So they cast Leslie Eastbrook. Rob Zombie said amongst the footage that was in his infamous lost rough cut, there's a rough cut of this movie that's been lost. He done a director's cut, and he still reckons the director's cut is missing 30 minutes of footage. In the lost stuff is everything he had to cut to get an R rating. More violent and disturbing scenes with baby Firefly. One that showed a lot more of her necrophiliac tendencies, including a full scene where she has a skeleton holding her breast as she rides it to climax. Which is... he's quoted as saying he's not entirely sure why, but the MPAA had issues with moments like these, which is why he had to cut them.
But again, like you said, that's probably why they had to go back and do those filming in the basements to insert scenes of extended. Do you know what I mean? Like extended scenes, because it was so heavily cut, I think.
Yeah, I the thing is, I imagine maybe the original cut of this, Rob's actual cut, I may have really liked that, but all the bits that they cut out are the bits that I'm going, oh, what? That's not explained. Why is that not explained? He probably explained all of it because he is very good as a writer of giving you explanations. He does it in all of his films really, really well.
Yeah.
The final one, and I've saved this till last purely because it made me smile so much and it's going to rile you up so bad. In 2014, Rob Zombie acknowledged the movie's cult following, but admitted himself that he's not fond of it. Rob Zombie called the film a calamitous mess, adding all he sees is floor upon floor upon floor upon floor.
But is that of this cut of the movie or his original idea?
That is just of the movie. That he was asked about the movie. He's like, I know it's got cult status, but it's a calamitous mess. And I'm assuming this cut.
Yeah, I would assume this cut as well.
Yeah.
But it's raw. Do you know what I mean? It's a starting point.
Yeah, I just made me chuckle that everyone's going, yeah, it's so amazing. Rob Zombie's going, it's really not. It's shit. It's an absolute shambles. We've got no voicemails this week because we're doing that thing where we record back to back because one of us is going on holiday in a couple of weeks and spending a week in Cyprus.
And the other one of us is going to For Love of Horror.
Yeah.
Being let down by his pal.
And given the choice, I would be at For Love of Horror, not at my sister's wedding where I'm going. I hope my sister doesn't listen to this episode before I go.
Yeah, it's going to be weird, man, because like every For Love of Horror I've been to, we've been together, and this is the first year I'm going on my own, man. I'm a bit nervous. You know what I mean?
You go, yeah, we know loads of people there. You'll be embraced.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
after.
I mean, I'm meeting people. Do you know what I mean? I'm meeting Beck. I'm meeting Jim. I'm meeting Adam. You know, I'm meeting people there. But like when we go, like we can fuck off and do our thing and then come back to each other. I feel like it's one of them where like I'm gonna go and then like I don't know people well enough like I know you. So like I'll meet Beck and I'll meet everybody else, and it's like, okay, am I outstaying my welcome? Should I fuck off and leave you alone for a bit? You know, like, can I go off and do my own thing and come back to you and you not be offended by me doing that? Like, I don't know my place with other people like I know it with you. Like, with you,
Yeah.
I can be like, dude, I'm off to go check the market out. I'll see you in a bit. And I can fuck off and I can do that. Or we can both just sit in turmoil because we got stupidly drunk the night before and we're just trying to survive the day. And we're together on that, you know.
Yeah, and like, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, and I'll be sending you photos of my holiday, and you'll be sending me photos of For Love of Horror. We'll both be going, God, it looks really good there. Looks really good there. So to fill the gap where we'd normally have voicemails, I dug out some. We used to do a thing on the show which was 1-star reviews for 5-star movies.
I thought you were going to broken spirit me then for a moment. I'll be honest with you.
No, I wasn't. Not on this episode. Not after I've already bashed one of your favorite movies.
I was going to say, just put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. So instead, I went and found 5-star reviews for a 1-star movie. One thing I found about a lot of the 5-star reviews is they're not so much reviews of the movie, they're just angry people defending the movie, which I thought was entertaining. So Bogaz put, if you don't like this movie, you probably just don't understand it. You're thick. 5 stars.
I appreciate the brazenness of it, but
it made me laugh a lot.
I would never turn to you and be like, you just don't get it. You just don't get it, man. Like, no, it's not one of those movies you have. This isn't Inception, you know what I mean?
No. We've got Pump Queen, and she put, my absolute favorite perfect film in every way. I don't need to say anything. Just amazing. 5 stars.
I like her. She sounds great.
And then the final one, that this could be you. Your review screen name could be Kraken98 because I'm adamant that you wrote this. To everyone giving this movie low scores, shut up, you're wrong, and obviously have no taste in cinema. You're probably too busy sucking the balls of movies like Aliens and The Exorcist to understand what actual horror is. 5 stars.
I mean, I agree with his score. His approach to attacking Aliens and The Exorcist is a little bit too far gone for me, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, dude, man, fans of this movie are wild. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are wild. I'll give them that. But I get it. You know, I'm part of it. I'm part of the cult. You know, I think this movie is fucking phenomenal. And I love it, and I appreciate it the more and more I watch it. I enjoyed my rewatch of this so fucking much, man. I was in such a happy place when I went back again.
When the world finally falls, there are going to be a selection of people who are instantly going to go and live like the Firefly family.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of tempted by it.
Because I didn't know what to do with this movie, I genuinely didn't. I reverted back to my safe space. And we've done 3-word reviews this week, which we haven't done for ages. I literally sat there, I was like, I dug out a couple of images, like, I'll do caption this. Like, no, I can't do that. I was like, I'll redo the movie. Oh no, he hasn't got a tagline on the movie. Oh, fucking hell. what do I do? And I was like, 3-word review. It'll be fine. Let's Talk Horror Channel. Long music video. Yep. Mike the Movie Misfit. Sid Haig's movie. That I agree with wholeheartedly.
No, man. He's there for 5 minutes at the beginning and 5 minutes at the end. If you said that about Devil's Reject, I'd maybe agree with you.
Yeah, I like it. LK the Horror Nerd, Terrifyingly Good Time. Bloody Babble, Rob's Fever Dream. Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Recommended account from a little while ago. Iron Mustache Art. Chaos Meets Carnage. No, totally, dude. Mr. Zombie's Opus. And finally, someone who is 100% on my wavelength with this movie, Dewey Pod Monster. Straight trash, homie.
Oh, Dewey, man. I like your stuff. I like your content. I think you're a very thought-provoking person with the things that you have opinions on. But this one you're very wrong on.
We have our ongoing game. We know pretty much all of them now. We've had a couple of guesses that have whittled this down. We're recording this back to back with last week's episode, so we have no new guesses this week. This is where you need to pick and tell us all 5 movies in the clip I'm about to play. If you do that and get them all right and call into the show on X or Instagram with the audio DM, you will get 6 months free to our Patreon. If you're already a Patreon member, you get, extra gifts, whatever you decide you want to do. The nude podcast has been suggested with mask covering my genitals. I'm happy with that. As long as it's not a Jason Voorhees mask, because that's got holes in it, and you'll see.
I'm happy to play along. But the thing is now, what I will say to you guys is all you have to do is get 2. You know, we've already confirmed 3.
Yep. Clip number 1.
3 are.
Well,
don't tell them what those 3 are. Go back and listen to our other episode in case you haven't, because we announced on that one which the other 3 are. So 3 have already been confirmed. Go back, check out last week's episode. We announced what the 3 are that have already been confirmed. All you have to focus on this week is 2.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, here's the clip.
Trick or treat. What have you done?
Eat shit! Move! Give me a break.
I'll play it one more time.
Trick or treat. What have you done?
Eat shit! Move! Give me a break.
I fucking hate this game, man, so much.
Do you know the one that's stumping me the most is not like I know what they are.
What do you mean stumping you?
No. It's stumping me that people can't get it, and it's number 2.
Play it again.
Trick or treat. What have you done?
Eat shit! Move! Give me a break.
That actor has such a distinct fucking voice, and he's such a huge star in horror. Like, to not know who that is, like, just not forget the movie, to just identify that voice, and from identifying the voice, you'll have the movie in fucking seconds.
Play it again, because that's pissed me off even more now.
Trick or treat. What have you done?
Eat shit! Move! Give me a break.
I still don't fucking know, man. Like, it's not like Donald Pleasant's distinctive, is it? Or is it once I know what it is? Am I like,
once you know it is, you'll be like, oh, fucking of course it is. But yeah, that's
maybe like at this point now, then we should add another clue into the mix and be like, this is the actor. In fact, actually, do that for the one that I'm fucking really annoyed by.
No, because if I give you the actress for the one you're really annoyed by, you'll know it because her movie catalogue is very narrow.
But whereas the guy from number 2, that's vast.
His movie catalogue is fucking ginormous in the world of horror and ginormous out of the world of horror. He's a megastar.
So are we at a point yet where we need to give hints, or are we going to let this roll for another week?
No, we'll roll it for another week because people haven't had a chance to call in from last week because we're back to back in. So we'll let it roll.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to round this up first because it's going to be quite brutal, and then I'm going to let Mark round it up and lift you all up and leave you with a happy Halloween vibe. I don't get it. I don't understand the love for it. I have no idea how Rob Zombie got work after this. Everything is clunky. The dialogue's dreadful. The fast cut segments with the flashing colors takes me out of the story every time. The Firefly family themselves are a really cool element. They are the one redeeming quality. And a movie just about the family without all this other stupid shit around it would be great. And they made it. It's called The Devil's Rejects. I'm not a Rob Zombie hater. I'm really not. I think he's great. I think he's incredibly talented. This, I don't think, is his best work. And I don't understand why people think that it is. This has got some really cool Halloween funhouse vibes to it. I kind of enjoyed my watch as kind of like this discovery of like I enjoyed my watch because it gave me an insight into what other people like. But for me, it's just not for me. It's not that I hate it. I do hate it, but it's not that I've bear it any bad will or bear Rob Zombie any ill will. It's just not for me. It doesn't land at all. It gets a 1.5 out of 5.
Oh, you fucking criminal. No. Reconsider.
That is reconsidered.
Reconsider right now. Reconsider right now.
That has gone up drastically from what it was.
Fuck you, man. We're supposed to be friends.
That is my friend's score. If I'd have given it the original score, you'd have lost your mind.
Dude, that is fucking shockingly insulting.
I score on enjoyment and I didn't enjoy it. I score on enjoyment and I didn't enjoy this film at all.
No. Dude, we've done some fucking heinous movies on this podcast that you've scored higher than this film. That you don't mean that score. Please tell me you're winding me up with that score.
No,
I'll accept a 2.5 from you as a minimum.
It's not going to get it. It gets a 1.5, and that's. Oh, do you want to know what I scored it originally before we discussed it?
You fucking asshole! What?
0.5.
No, no, you didn't.
I did. This got a 0.5 out of 5, and conversation with you and going back over stuff and thrashing stuff out has put that score up.
I will. Fucking nasty man.
I'll rewatch it.
That is horrible.
I'll rewatch it at some point and I'll come back to it and give you an updated score.
I think you should, and I hope you do, man, because I think this is a fantastic movie. For me, House of a Thousand Corpses is a very pivotal point in my discovery of not only horror as an adolescent. I picked this up on DVD, not even through seeking it out. It just kind of stumbled across my path one day. And it kind of changed who I was as a person, not only in my tastes in cinema, but within my tastes of music. It sent me on a really, really deep rabbit hole into Rob Zombie as a person, the career, the life, the guy who he was. At this point, I didn't come up to this movie upon release either. You know, this was something that I discovered much later on in life. Always been a big horror guy, but like, never having access to horror other than getting my parents to take me to video rental stores or HMV, where you'd go pick up a cheap DVD on a weekend and take it home, and you'd have to convince your parents to let you buy them. And 9 times out of 10, they would always push you in a direction towards their tastes.
Yeah.
One day I was just convinced. I was like, no, I need this movie. I don't know what it is, but the front cover fucking screams awesomeness to me, and I want to watch it. I got it. I took it home. I fucking was just so confused by it. Didn't understand it. Never seen anything like it in my life. The elements of generic horror throughout, I feel, were done on such an amplified level in comparison to a lot of the movies that came out around this time. The homages to the stuff that is very Texas Chainsaw Massacre adjacent feel very much Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but more updated and relevant to the time that this movie was made. And you can clearly see the passion and the love that Rob Zombie has for the genre when he's making this movie. I fell off quite heavily the first time I watched this movie with the interjected segments of weirdness and complete distraction in terms of what the actual through point of the movie was. And that wasn't because I disliked it. That was because I'd never seen anything like it before. And I didn't understand its place within the film. But then I went on a journey of discovery and I learned about Rob Zombie as an artist and a musician. I discovered White Zombie. I tuned into a lot of the music that they were playing. And then I also then went on to go to a further rabbit hole when I could realize I could access the internet with YouTube and watch a lot of the music videos that I couldn't necessarily pick up on standardized TV growing up. Discovering those kind of music videos gave me a massive insight into Rob Zombie as an artist and a creator. And I can now appreciate their place within this movie. I found the cast to be exceptional in terms of what they were for a first directorial debut movie. When you see movies like this and you think of what they can achieve with the cast that's readily available to them, I think Rob Zombie does a fantastic job of culminating a group of people who are just as passionate about this project as he is. I love how well interjected his own music and his own score is throughout. And not just his own music and his own score, but how heavily influenced he is in the entire creative process of this film, from editing, directing, writing, casting people. This is his passion project, and you can see that from start to finish. And regardless of what his opinions are on the movie these days, Rob Zombie is a very much a modern day John Carpenter, where his opinions change from one day to the next. And what he says in an interview today will be very different to what he says in an interview tomorrow. You can very much see the raw aesthetics on display from start to finish. And I think for me, as somebody who loves indie projects and batshit crazy artistic visionary displayed on the screen when it comes to horror, nothing says it more prevalent to me than House of a Thousand Corpses. I love this movie. It holds a very, very strong place in my heart and my life and my journey as a horror fan. I don't necessarily disagree with Scott's opinions. I don't think he's wrong for stating the things that he said. I think on a first watch, this movie certainly amplifies mass confusion. But I think the more you go on to watch it upon repeat viewings, the more the love and appreciation grows for what it is. I hope you find that, man. I hope you do go back and check this out again and again and again. If anything, just do it for me. Just trying to seek that. What does this dude see in this film?
I'll watch it again purely for the fact that I genuinely, it's very rare that I sit on this show and I don't know what to say. It's even rarer that I genuinely don't see anything you see. We've disagreed on movies before, and you'll make a point, and I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, do you know, now you've said that, I can see it." But with this, everything you're saying, I'm like, no, I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't see what you see. So I'll rewatch it just based on that.
I think you should, man. I think you should, because it's like a really important movie to me, and I don't think for one second that we should be in unison with our opinions on horror. But I had a similar experience on my first viewing of the movie. But just as time's gone on, and the growth and appreciation that I have for horror cinema, that I just see so much churned out horror movies that follow such a simplistic formula. When you see such an artistic approach to it, where they're so fixated on their own vision and their own through point, and it's like, no, I'm not going to follow what's popular. I'm not going to follow what the studio's telling me is going to sell tickets within a theater. I'm just going to make what I think is the best of the best in terms of my vision. And I think that's something that Rob Zombie does with House of a Thousand Corpses. And again, he's changed as a person. He might have gone on to have a different opinion on it, but at the time when he made this movie, that was his thought process. And for me, when I sit here and I watch this movie and I get inside the mindset of him just sat behind that director's chair, making these ludicrously wild decisions to do this and do that and interject this here and add that there. And I'm just like, fuck, man, that is just like, he's just sat there, just Beethoven the shit out of this fucking movie. You know, it might not be the greatest thing, it might not be fucking Moonlight Sonata, but he sat there fucking playing the piano keys, man, thinking he's onto the greatest thing that's ever been made. And I can't help but love it for those reasons, man. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. I just don't understand the hate. You know, I don't understand the hate. I have a strong love for this movie, for what it's changed in me as a person, experiencing it, and then going on and then it's a version of self-discovery from discovering this movie up until now. Like every time I watch this film, man, it just gives a constant smile on my face. I think it's a fantastic movie. Yeah. And I don't feel like I'm in the minority either. It's usually, there's a lot of times when I do this roundup and I go on these ludicrous rants and I give these wild fucking scores for movies that you've completely bashed on from start to finish. I know I'm not on an island with this one.
No, you're definitely not. And loads of people do love it and appreciate it. And I'll be honest, I thought I'd seen this. I was so convinced I've seen it. I've spoken about bits in this movie with people because I've seen elements of this movie. I've seen clips here and clips there. And it's one that's kind of been pieced together in my mind. But I've never sat down and watched it start to finish. And yeah, I will give it another go purely because because I don't get it. I need to maybe try and understand what other people get from it because I'm not getting anything. But yeah, hey, well, if you're listening to this, maybe go watch it and let us know what you think. You can do that by sending us an audio DM, X or Instagram, or record a TikTok and tell me I'm wrong. Which I imagine the backlash for this episode for me is going to be pretty fucking severe.
We're rocking up into Halloween month. You're hitting one of the most Halloween movies without diving into Michael Myers you can probably get. I think you've made a rod for your own back this week hitting on this.
Yeah, I think I have as well. Well, that's it for this week. Next week is not a B movie. Next week is a mainstream cinema movie. We dive into about as mainstream horror as you can possibly get. As we round off one of the franchises, we finish it. It's the last movie in the franchise that we have to cover, and it is Scream 2.
Mainstream horror, guaranteed a 5-star from Scott. Way.
Fuck you. Scream 2 is definitely, and spoiler for next week, Scream 2 is definitely not getting a 5-star review.
Fucking getting a worse score than yours this week from me as well.
But until then, thank you for joining us. Until we catch you next week, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you all later.
Cheers, guys. See you next week.
You want to die tonight? I shag shit!
Late at night, I turn into your show, where you talk horror with a unique flow. Your voices like sirens draws me in, as you pick apart movies full of murder and sin. The dad jokes he tells sets the scene. I hang on every word lost in the screen. Your passion for fear is contagious enough. You make me believe in Marc's overblown roundups. You run podcasts or a movie review, unveiling facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after I fled. You run podcasts, horror movie review, unveiling facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after I